kids, and welcome to the show. If you listen closely, you can hear the raindrops. Last night we had a tremendous storm, and the sirens went off and the alerts went off, and there was a tornado in the neighborhood called radar indicated. So last night there was a bit of an adventure and some rain and some wind, and I have yet to check the property. I'm seeing the sun come up as I'm recording and looking forward to walking and seeing the damage that we had last night. Now I know we had some damage last night because I heard things beating up against the house, and it's nothing I'm sure that we can't deal with. We stayed nice and dry. So that brings me to why I'm doing this YouTube, or making this show today. Well, first off, I've been really good and consistent about putting a show out every day at 9 a.m. and I'm going to continue to do that. So number one, I got to get the show out. Number two, I'm always trying to teach people, because when I teach people, it helps me to basically learn. I've always found that the best way to learn something is to get myself to the point where I have to teach it to someone. And I've been able to teach a lot of things, a lot of topics, and it's been a lot of fun because some people just have this gift of wanting to teach. And when I say I have this desire, I wrote a play based on the Bible. I mean, I kind of did a screenplay, and when I was in 8th grade, I started doing that. I was trying to be out there and teach. I was teaching the First Communion class about First Communion, and then when I was in the Army at church, I taught claymores, and I taught a lot of different things that I had no idea what I was doing. I had to grab the manuals and learn, and then I had to go and teach. So I learned that if I could learn the information really fast and do the activity once or twice, I could usually have a basic knowledge to go teach. So I did that. I did this with the YouTube channel because I have come out here and I've started this homestead, and we've made a lot of mistakes out here and gained a lot of wisdom. And that's the trick. The mistakes are the road to wisdom, and so often people are scared to make mistakes. My family, we're entrepreneurs. We are people who are ready to take risk. Now we aren't the crazy entrepreneurs because we have children, but we're always thinking, okay, how can we make this happen, or what about this business? And sometimes I'm talking about businesses or opportunities, and maybe I have an intention to do them, maybe I don't. So I love chatting with people about businesses. And we have about 4 different businesses that my wife and I are throwing up in the air right now. Just kind of like, oh, should we do this one? Should we do that one? We have a lot of industry contacts here. This is a fresh, new kind of business here. This is going to be a big uphill battle, but it's going to be really good for the community moving forward. We look at all those, we talk to people. And sometimes when we chat with someone, they'll say, wow, I don't want to do that, or that's really, really cool. And then they'll talk with me a couple weeks later, and they'll be like, how's that project going? It's like, oh, yeah, we ran into this, and I decided that project wasn't going to be right for us because maybe the ROI, which is the rate of return on investment, maybe that wasn't fast enough, or maybe it wasn't slow enough. Because sometimes you don't want to expand really fast, because if you're doing a new concept, you want to stay small until you get it straight, and then you want to explode. So sometimes staying or getting too big too fast is usually the number one way businesses fail, is expanding way too fast, and especially if you take debt to do it. But also not staying small long enough so you can perfect your craft. So why do I go into all that? The point is, right now in this new society that we have is a perfect opportunity to find needs. And that's what we're doing. We're looking for these needs that are not being met. And when you try to, basically if you try to get something done and you can't get it done, that's a need. And you need to fill that need. Or somebody has to fill that need. Or someone will fill the need and make a lot of money. One of the best stories I love is about a guy who did I don't remember the business name, but he just started a business where he went to people's yards and picked up poop, like dog poop. And he said, once or twice a week they'd go through, pick it all up, throw it in a bag and go. People don't want to do it. He did it thinking it was he did it in high school. Well, he expanded so big. By the time he was out of high school, he had several trucks and people underneath him, and it's just this big crew. And he was making a lot of money. Never had to go to college, just found a need, met the need, and did it well. And the people that are the most successful are the people that fill a great need. I was doing a conference out in Las Vegas where I was speaking at the Rome conference for food truckers, and I met this food trucker, or he wasn't a food trucker but a mobile cart guy, and he had hot dogs, Dante Inferno hot dogs, and Dante's crazy guy. Anyway, his stick was this: anybody can do hot dogs, but you can't do them as good as me. And if you hire this guy, you get the person in the old 1920s, 1930s outfit. You get the whole thing, man. It's like you get pictures with his carts because they're clean, they're sharp, they're beautiful. He's not providing something that someone else can't. He's providing it better. And that's what you need to do as an entrepreneur, is you need to think, how can I provide something that's not there, and how can I do it better? Hot dogs are really low cost, and he can do it, and he can do it really well. And there's a whole bunch of businesses out there that have that kind of model. They just do something really simple and do it really well. So if you're thinking about starting a small business, I think that's what this is going to be about. Let's talk about that. What is the number one thing you need to do if you're going to start a small business? Number one, think super, super, super small. Because if your goal is to make money, which that's an okay goal if you're an entrepreneur, but if your goal is to make money, it's to cut your costs before you have cost. And a good analogy of that is, let's say you're going to sell a hamburger. Okay, I'm big in the restaurant industry because that's my background. So let's say you're gonna sell a hamburger. That hamburger has lettuce, tomatoes, pickles, some great beef, a good baked bun, and you've got all that delicious homemade sauces. Anyway, great delicious burger. You're going to sell that burger for, let's say, $12, because it's a really good burger. It's a really good burger. So it's a $12 burger. And out of that $12, you are going to make about $5 or $6, hopefully. If you're a good guy, you're going to make about $5 or $6. Anyway, if you've got a good business manager. So you sell this burger, you're making that, you might sell 100 burgers, you sell 100 burgers, that's $600. And this burger, it's not so good. It's not so good. You're making $600, that's not what you're pulling. So there's the big rub that a lot of people don't understand when they go into business. Number one, there are costs before you sell that item. So you have to purchase the item, you have to cost that item, and we can do that in another show, how to cost things. And then you have to sell that item. And then you see what your profits are. Often people think that you can just sell, and it's all profits. No, you got the cost of the item, then you got to pay taxes on that $6, and then it's all kinds of stuff. So, do you want to be that person that's making that burger working really hard, or do you want to be the person that owns the company that makes the little ketchup packets that you make less than a cent per packet, and you get millions and millions of those put out every year? So the person making that burger and selling that burger at a restaurant is not making nearly as much money as the person making the little ketchup packets that person at the restaurant making that burger is handing out with their to-go orders. So that's a long way to say this. What is your goal in starting your business? Is it to make money? Because if it's to make money, you want it to be automated. Those ketchup packets, those are automated. You can put some love into the business, but it's something you have to kind of set and forget unless it breaks, and you got to fix it. If you want to go the other route, it's a lot harder. You have to deal with customers. You have to do all those things, and that might be your avenue. My dream restaurant would be sitting outside on the porch drinking coffee and talking to customers as they're walking in, because I wouldn't want to serve. But I do want to serve customers. I love being around customers. Customers are fun. So we're looking at a couple possibilities of different businesses moving down the line. A couple of them are restaurants, and I have about 3 different buildings in mind. And I'm looking at this one, I'm looking at that one. One of them's an event center. One of them is a skating rink. I mean, there's all kinds of things going on up here, and if we find the space and the opportunity arises, we may jump on one, or we may not, because the real spirit of an entrepreneur is someone who can say, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to step back. I saw a building for sale, great price, great opportunity, called a buddy of mine and said, hey, are you interested in this? He's like, that sounds like a pretty cool idea. No, I'm not interested in it. I've got the money, but I don't want to do that. That's not my kind of thing. I want a faster ROI. Remember, return on investment. I say, cool, I'll move on to the next person. So that's kind of it. Some people want a really fast ROI. That means I give you money and I get money plus more money back really fast. Or some people are like, you know what, I want a long-term investment. I'm going to give you the money and I want a check in the box every month until forever. So whatever those things are. So ask yourself, do you want to be a business owner? Do you want to be an entrepreneur? Because being a business owner just means you are going to work for thousands of people your entire life, because every customer will be your boss. And that's the way it goes. And people say, well, no, the customer's not my boss. You don't understand that, yes, they are, because if they don't come back in the store, you don't make money. So, do you want to be that person who has a new boss every day? Or do you want to be the person that gets a business started, makes a few $1,000s or whatever that may be, tens of thousands of dollars, and then sells the business and goes away and lets somebody else deal with, they've got 1,001 bosses every day. And that's us. We're the entrepreneurs. Let's set up your business, let's get it going, and then we want to walk away because we want to sell it and move on to the next project, because the chase of the project is what I can't say it. Makes different. I can't say it. But you know that word that means to make different? You say that word, then that's the difference between a business owner and an entrepreneur. Know the difference, and both of them are important in every industry. But if you're going to invest in someone, you're more likely going to get a long-term payout from that business owner, because that business owner is going to be tied into that business, and you want to know what their character is. If you're going to invest with an entrepreneur, know that you're going to be dealing with that person probably for a very short amount of time, and then they're gone and you're gone, and hopefully you guys have both made a whole bunch of money. That is the difference between entrepreneurs and business owners. So if you're thinking about investing with someone, those are the kind of people, those are the kind of things you need to look at and know who you want to invest with. And if you want to start your own business, ask yourself, do you want to start a business, or do you want to start doing something? Do you want to have a project? Because if you just need a project and you don't want to do something for the rest of your life, if you don't want to flip burgers for the rest of your life, then you need to probably think about, let's do projects, let's find ways to do that. And that, my friend, is something that's the synopsis of the difference between a entrepreneur and a business owner. Please leave your comments, ask your questions. I would love to hear what you have to say about this one, because this is not at all what I was planning to talk about today. Tomorrow should be a really cool show, and then we'll break for Friday. So if you're still here, please head down, smash that like button, subscribe, ring the bell, share, head down to the description, and you can invest in an IRA at mydigitalmoney.com using my affiliate link. There's some free crypto down there, and get yourself some Scars and Stripes coffee, and have a great day. Until next time, work hard, be kind, and have fun.